Emotional isolation is the psychological experience of feeling disconnected from others, even when people may be physically present. It is not simply being alone. A person can have friends, family, colleagues, or a relationship and still feel profoundly unseen, misunderstood, or emotionally unreachable. Emotional isolation often develops when someone repeatedly learns that expressing their genuine feelings leads to rejection, criticism, dismissal, conflict, or disappointment. The mind gradually adapts by becoming more private. Feelings are kept inside, vulnerabilities are hidden, and personal struggles are handled alone. At first, this can feel protective because silence reduces the possibility of being hurt. Over time, however, emotional self-protection can become emotional imprisonment. The person may become highly independent and appear strong while privately feeling that nobody truly knows them. They may avoid discussing painful experiences, minimize their own needs, or automatically respond that everything is fine, even when it is not. They can become comfortable supporting others while remaining uncomfortable receiving support themselves. Emotional isolation can also develop after betrayal or repeated disappointment. When trust has been damaged, closeness begins to feel dangerous, and distance becomes associated with safety. The person may still desire connection, but simultaneously fear what genuine vulnerability could expose. This creates an internal contradiction, in which the individual longs to be understood, while avoiding the emotional openness required to be understood. The deeper psychology of emotional isolation involves the conflict between the need for connection and the fear of vulnerability. Human beings need meaningful relationships, but meaningful relationships require some degree of emotional exposure. When someone has learned that vulnerability is dangerous, they may attempt to satisfy the need for connection without revealing anything that feels personally risky. Conversations remain superficial, relationships become carefully controlled, and emotional distance is maintained, even when intimacy is desired. Over time, the person may begin believing that nobody could understand them, when in reality they have rarely allowed anyone enough access to discover what they are experiencing. Isolation can therefore become self-reinforcing. The person hides because they fear rejection. Others sense the distance and respond with less emotional openness, and the resulting lack of connection confirms the belief that nobody cares. Breaking this pattern does not require revealing everything to everyone. Emotional safety develops through gradual vulnerability with trustworthy people. Sharing one honest feeling, accepting support without immediately minimizing it, expressing a genuine need, or allowing another person to see uncertainty can challenge the belief that openness inevitably leads to harm. Healthy boundaries remain essential because vulnerability without discernment can create new wounds. The goal is not complete emotional exposure, but authentic connection with people who have demonstrated reliability and respect. The deepest form of emotional security comes from learning that independence and connection do not have to oppose each other. You can protect your boundaries while allowing yourself to be known. You can be strong without pretending that you need nobody. You can carry your own responsibilities while still accepting comfort and understanding from others. Emotional isolation begins to weaken when the mind realizes that being understood requires being seen, and being seen requires some willingness to lower the defenses that once provided protection. The walls may have been built for survival, but they do not have to remain permanent. Sometimes healing begins with allowing one safe person to see the part of you that has spent years believing it must remain hidden.